Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Distinguished Senator Dr. Godswill Obotakpabio, GCON, ably represented by the Deputy Chief Whip of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Peter Onyekachi Nwebonyi. Distinguished colleagues here on the high table, the very distinguished senators who are members of the Senate Committee on National Identity and National Population. I'm sure the MC has recognized all of them when they came. The various stakeholders that are here, members of the commissioners from the National Population Commission. I wouldn't know all those that attended, but I recognize and welcome all the stakeholders, including the officer in front. I'm sure you're representing the Nigerian Army.
Yes, sir.
I welcome you. All the various people that are here from various agencies that have interest on this matter. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you. I wish to apologize that we are starting a little behind schedule. We have a flurry of activities today. Many meetings are going on. In fact, I had to go for the meeting for the Senate Committee on Finance before coming here to start this one. The same way with my colleagues who are also engaged in other committee works. Today, we've gathered to conduct this public hearing on the bill for an act to repeal the debts, etc., and etc., Compulsory Registration Act, Cap B9 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and to enact the Compulsory Civil Registration 2025 to provide for electronic civil registration system and for other related matters, 2025, SB 913. On behalf of the Senate Committee on National Identity Card and National Population, I warmly welcome you all to this important public hearing on a bill of tremendous national importance. Today, we have gathered to consider a transformative piece of legislation on a bill for an act to repeal the debts, and so on, Compulsory Registration Act, Cap B9 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and to enact the Compulsory Civil Registration 2025 to provide for electronic civil registration system and for other related matters, 2025, SB 913. This reform is critical to ensuring that every birth and every death in Nigeria is accurately recorded. It is the foundation for credible population data, effective national planning, and transparent governance. The public hearing is designed to collect expert opinions, sectoral perspectives, and stakeholders' recommendations to help us finalize a law that reflects global best practices and address Nigeria's demographic realities. Distinguished guests, Nigeria has operated for decades under an outdated civil registration framework that cannot support modern development needs. We have relied on estimates, projections, and fragmented identity systems, challenging the accuracy of planning across education, health, national security, social welfare, electoral boundaries, economic strategy, and resource allocation. The world has moved towards digital and international civil registration systems. If Nigeria must compete globally and plan effectively, we must transit from paper-based, inconsistent records to a fully electronic and integrated platforms. This bill seeks to achieve the following: guarantee that every birth and death is recorded, regardless of location, socio-economic status, gender, or faith. Enable real-time digital registration across the country, including rural communities, through mobile and electronic means. Strengthen the national identity architecture through synergy with NIMSI, National Identity Management Commission, National Population Commission, Immigration, Federal Road Safety Commission, and health institutions. Improve data accuracy for national planning, allowing governments at all levels to allocate resources fairly and efficiently. Enhance national security by providing a verified, reliable demographic database. Protect children's rights with proper birth documentation, ensuring access to healthcare, education, and social protection. Each organization represented here today has a critical role in the success of this bill, and their contributions will shape the future of Nigeria's demographic landscape. These include ensuring that every health institution register the earliest population events, births and deaths. Ensuring that security agencies support verification, enforcement, and national identity integrity. Ensuring that MDA's interoperability and data sharing frameworks ensure that religious and community organizations help public awareness and compliance. Ensure development partners like UNICEF provide technical capacity and global guidance. Ensure civil society accountability, inclusion, and public trust. It is important for us to understand that when a child is born and he or she is registered, she will be clothed with all the rights and privileges of citizens of Nigeria. And when they're not registered, nobody will know that they're Nigerians. It's from there you start to build their population needs. NPC will be able to know how many children are born within a particular time. When people die, there must be need to register their deaths so that they will be struck out from the register of population. And we invited the security agencies because those who work know that when somebody dies, you need a birth certificate to calculate the benefits of the person who has died, and also remove him from the register of salary earners. Because we are not doing these things diligently, people who are dead still receive salaries in Nigeria for so many years. And children who are born, when they are not registered, you have to start planning for the children very early as they grow up, go through school and all that. Unless you have these records, you will not be able to plan for them. So I wish to assure all stakeholders that this committee remains fully committed to transparency of legislative engagements, inclusive consultations, evidence-driven amendments, and ensuring that Nigeria adopts a civil registration and vital statistics civil registration verification system. In conclusion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria cannot build the future on uncertain numbers. A credible electronic civil registration and vital statistics is not just a technical necessity, but national imperative. Let us work together to shape a law that ensures every Nigerian is counted, Every event is recorded. Every life matters in our national statistics. On this note, I once again welcome you to this public hearing and look forward to productive deliberations. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You're welcome. And we wish to say that our Secretariat is still willing to receive submissions from you. But that has to be done within reasonable time. We have 4 weeks to work on this bill, according to the mandate given to us by the Senate when the bill passed second reading. The other issues you have raised, you put them in writing so that when they come, we'll look at them and look at what we have and agree on the best one to accept in the circumstance. So I thank you very much for your contribution. The Chief of Army Staff will take you because I know you may be going somewhere to fight insurgency. So we don't need to keep you here for too long. And I know that officers do it in brief. You're not given to too much talk. So thank you. We want to receive your comments.
Mr. Chairman, other distinguished members of the committee, our invited guests, I'm Brigadier General Duyebo, the Director of Welfare Services, representing the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu. I just got the call this morning to represent the Chief of Army Staff because, as you are aware, they are all presently in Lagos for the Chief of Army Staff conference. So when he got the message over the weekend, so he directed I should represent him here. But I know for us, the area that will really concern us is the area of security. As I will be waiting for the directive as it comes, and I can assure you that we will oblige and obey every instruction that will come, especially when it comes to death and birth once the bill is finally passed. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, my dear Brigadier General. Operations.
Operations, yes, sir.
But we still believe that once there is a death, it must be recorded.
We do, sir.
So even you don't suffer casualties in the wartime or in your operations, everybody will still live and die someday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we need this to be maintained because it's very important in looking at your pension and gratuity payments.
Yes.
Once an officer is no more or has retired and left the service, we should know so that we integrate it into all the data we have. Most times, people come here for budget.
Yes.
We need very exact numerical figures about those in the armed forces, their wives, their children, those who are born, children of officers, and the rest of them. So you won't know how far this thing will go. By the time we syndicate and link all this information in our national planning. So I thank you for responding even on short notice.
Yes, sir.
And I assure you that when you go and have a look at the document sent to you, if there is anything that you think you can still tell us, you have time to make a submission. Thank you very much. Our regards to General Shaibu.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll do that, sir. We'll comply, sir.
Of the committee, distinguished senators, invited guests. I know anytime there is a call for Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, when they see a man standing, it used to give some concern. But we, the men in the ministry, are he for she, so we are used to it. Thank you for this opportunity, sir. Thank you. I'm standing here on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, who received your document with excitement because it has been a source of concern to her birth registration. And immediately she saw it, she went through it, she was elated, and she said, I must come and communicate to the committee that she is not only in support of the document that she saw, she is going to ensure that all her technical team work in collaboration with your team to make it successful. Thank you very much. That's the message I brought.
We sent out this invitation to 24 agencies, but we'll start with the list I have here, those who have indicated that they're present in this public hearing so they don't waste our time. May I invite the National Population Commission to make their presentation. You have to summarize it because provision in this law that you want to make suggestion on its propriety or otherwise. Do you have any concern over any of the provisions in the bill? Secondly, we're happy to note that the National Population Commission has offices in the whole 774 local governments of the Federation. What it means is that you are completely spread out to the ground, and the citizens will not find it difficult to access your office to ensure this timely registration of events. You know, are your offices maintained in the local government headquarters and beyond? Extra offices beyond the 774. Yes, because I know even hospitals where births take place, you can register at the hospitals as well. So thank you very much. I don't think you have any problem. You don't have anything more to add. Is there anybody from the Christian Association of Nigeria? Let's take you, because you maintain marriage registers. When you dissolve marriages, there are tribunals.
Thank you, sir. Once again, my name is Mrs. Comfort Terachibwe, representing the camp president, Archbishop Daniel Oko, His Eminence, the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria. Mr. Chairman, permit me to stand on the existing protocol already established. We have gone through these documents, which got to us on Friday. And we want to say that we are very happy that the National Assembly is looking into this document to repeal the 2004 Act and to reenact a new one before the bill before the House. Having considered this, we want to first of all extend our greetings and applaud your very bold step that you have taken, because we are in a new generation that has to do with technology, and we have to ramify issues on those bases. We are very grateful. Thank you for the holistic work you have done. But having said that, we got this document on Friday, and can being a stakeholder, we've gone through it. I've seen schedules, and these schedules are ramified towards zones. They are not the same in nature. So it will be very hard for us to just stay here in between that period we got this document from your office to give you a conclusive note on this. We've created the indulgence of your committee members and everybody, with due respect, sir, that you give us time to bring our memorandum to submit on this effect. But to that end, anyway, we want to say that Section 9C, which states every religious minister, we crave your indulgence, if we've not gone far, that should read a clergy. Clergy is a more holistic word for the religion, because if you say every religious minister, anybody can say I'm a religious minister. And we have to define who is a clergy person. So a clergy, the word religious minister should be transformed into a clergy person, which includes a pastor, a priest, imam. A definitive inclusiveness and more definitive robust definition of this word. And also going to the time limit for registration under section 10, I think that should read 90 days instead of 60 days, because when women give birth, it takes them time to recover because of postnatal problems that confront them. Because after that, there is a section that asks for extension, but the extension is premised on payment of fee. So if we can make it 90 days, after 90 days, then any later registration can attract payment. On that note, Mr. Chairman, like I have said earlier on, we crave your indulgence. Give us time to make a good memorandum to submit. And I will also crave the indulgence of the members of the National Population Commission and also the committee member. I think CAN is a stakeholder, and we are ramified down to the grassroots, to districts and wards. If there is any organized structure in Nigeria, it's the Christian Association of Nigeria. We operate in zones, we operate in the federal, we operate in the state, the district, the local government, the wards. So when we have something like this, we should be inclusive in the initial stage so that we can bring out areas of need that will help our country to move forward in terms of such bill. Having said that, we are grateful, and we want to wish to say that compliments of the season. I bring you good tidings from the CAN president, and may the Lord keep us until next year by the grace of God. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Who is representing UNICEF, and we've been working with him on this project, so we're happy that he's here. Any other person that needs to be identified? You are wasting much time, because today, like I told you, is a busy day. We are very happy that you honored our invitation, and particularly the Brigadier General who is here. You know, the Army is usually very disciplined, and you responded quickly, you know, to this invitation, and you are here seated before we came. So convey our esteemed regards to the Chief of Army Staff and their people. We will not want to spend much time, because we'll send this bill across to all the organizations we extended invitation to, those who believe that are important to this public hearing. So we will want to invite those who have come for their contributions to the bill. If you have read the bill and there's anything you have seen you think will be inconsistent with the global best practices on this regard, you point it out. If you have written memorandum, you submit to us, so that we'll also go through your submissions and put it into what we are doing, to be able to come up with a very fine piece of legislation on this matter that will not require frequent reviews and reenactment or whatever, or amendments. We'll go by the list we have. Before I proceed, may I invite our colleague that just joined us from my left, the Red Cap Chief, Engineer, distinguished.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues.
In focus on why we are here. The other thing that needs to be said is that the responsibility to register births and deaths, the Constitution empowers the local governments, local government administrations, and the National Population Commission to do this. And what we are trying to do in this bill is to ensure that we have one uniform registration platform, so that through electronic means, all the agencies that are saddled with this responsibility will hook onto that platform, whether you are doing it in the local government or through the National Population Commission. Every birth will be registered, every death will be registered, so that continuously we're building our database with the correct information. And again, we will be coordinating through that means the various information that will arise from all the 774 local governments of the Federation. Because if you ask the NPC to be registering deaths, they will not be at the grassroots at every point. The local governments are the closest people to the grassroots. So as soon as somebody dies, they do it. Somebody is born, they register it, and you collect them together. The NPC is the primary institution that will be keeping all these records to ensure that everybody that is in Nigeria, upon birth and upon death, will know. The other ancillary things that this bill seeks to do is that even marriages, when marriages take place, you register marriages at the marriage registry in the local government, and where there is a divorce, you go and register it there, not only in the high courts. So if you have a means of getting information on all these events within real time and within the appointed deadline, it will help our database to be clean and more reliable. So on this note, I invite you to contribute meaningfully. If you have memorandum or memoranda, you submit. If you have your own perspectives in support of the bill or even against the bill, that's why we're here. The lawmaking is a collective process. Both the National Assembly, the lawmakers, and the citizens will collaborate to look at any bill and agree on their contents, so that through this type of engagement, we'll give you a law that will meet our needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Chairman of the committee and sponsor of the bill. At this point,
Federal Minister of Women Affairs, because you are the one, put off your mic. You are the one that are in charge of those who bring these children to the world. Our women, if they are not there, the population will dry up. So the women are a very important part of our population. So I thank you for coming. And I would like to use the opportunity to tell my colleagues who are here with me, if there's anybody who wants to make a comment on any presentation made, the person can indicate. Yeah, you can take your seat. Our one regards to the Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs. Tell her that we're happy with her greetings and offer to work with us. Thank you. Senator Dike Plank.
My dear colleagues, our stakeholders, I don't know which side I will belong to. How I wish I were on the other floor.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. To speak on this issue, sir.
Okay.
And if you wouldn't mind, just give me a small time to say something, sir. First of all,
go ahead.
I want to commend our chairman, particularly that this bill was brought to the Senate just within a very short time, less than a week. And considering the number of bills that have been in the Senate and are awaiting public hearing, our chairman, because of who you are to the Senate, you are able to bring this bill for public hearing within a very short period. I must commend you, sir. And I must commend the Secretariat. I'm one of those who believe in population demography and conservation. Sir, this bill brought by the Senate Committee on National Population and Civil Registration is apt. Sir, it will be very unfair for a father who fends for the family, but he does not know the total number of people in the family. It will negate his effort. He will be irresponsible because others will be forgotten. The bill, particularly for compulsory registration of birth and death rates, cannot be overemphasized. Sir, we've been living on projection, and the formula for projection is this, sir. This is a formula if you want to calculate population projection. Is population plus new population is equal to the population at the time it is acceptable plus birth rate times the number of years. And therefore, the variable for you to know the next projected population depends on your actual knowledge of birth rate. If you don't have a proper registration of birth rate, the population projection will always be wrong. But if you are able to get near accuracy of birth rate, you can always multiply and project for your population, the population of a country. Sir, the registration of birth rate, it gives right to a child. It helps the armed forces who truly want people not beyond 30 years to enroll. If you depend on affidavit, even if he wasn't 45, he does an affidavit and goes there. It gives room for NYSC. You are saying 30 years, not above 30 years, but when you have definite birth rate, it gives definite right even to the child. It gives right for the child to participate in election. We are saying you must be 18. Somebody goes for affidavit to be 18 when he's not 18. And therefore, but if you have a definite birth rate, it gives definite right to the child. It also goes with death rate, sir. It's only in death rate that you know the reason what killed a person. And it gives Nigerians an idea of so person died. He died of such illness. Because for anybody to be satisfied death, a medical doctor needs to certify and give death certificate. Yes, cause of death. And then, sir, as a father, if you know the birth rate, it gives you an idea to plan for welfare, education, and protection of the population, and appropriation of funds. This bill, sir, is apt and should be supported by all. My only question and desire is that we are putting compulsory. When you are putting compulsory, there must be punishment. What happened to the person that does not register? When you are saying compulsory, it is attached with punishment. I think the bill need to look at, if you are saying you must, if I don't, there must be punishment. We must look for a punishment for those who did not do it in such a way that you will compel Nigerians to ensure that at birth rate a person is registered. So I thank you, and I want to thank God that you are chairman of this place, sir. I think the National Population Commission, you and then the civic registration, so we need to have an absolute attention of a chairman of your capacity so that Nigerians will truly be counted and the demography of this country will be at the fingertip of all Nigerians. I thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Senator Kenneth Eze, I have very great passion for the National Population Commission and its works. At the time we did public hearing, not second reading of this bill, You were speaking and almost emotionally in support of the second reading. You know, the same with all the members of this committee. So we don't take this lightly. We know the importance of data in planning. Any child that is born and the parents fail to register that child, apart from denying that child some benefits that will come to the child from the government, the risk the parents will be taking will be that that child may be forgotten. And for governments, you know, Nigerians, they make haste to take advantage of any opportunity. If it were to be those old days where government was sharing milk to newborn, you hear that government has moved 1 million cartons of Similac to local governments, and the only thing that will make you qualify to get that Similac will be if your child is registered. All the offices will be bombarded with newborn, so that they will get that government palliative and support. So I believe that the advantages of complying with this law will manifest more when government begins to make provisions for various categories of children. So those who do not do that, they are doing it because there's nothing they are seeing as direct, immediate benefit. Once they see that something is happening, everybody will queue in. So we pray that with enlightenment, when you go to even churches, representative, if you announce in churches and mosques that government is planning to do something for children between the ages of 3 months to 7 months or 10 months, a plan is in the offing for something to be done, you will be surprised at what will be happening at the registration centers. People will bring out their children. So we are positive that in the end, this effort will yield the vital support to planning. In terms of health, I've not seen anything here. Federal Ministry of Health, are you here? Yes, because there are people who will be very interested in this bill, you know. So on that note, let's just go through so that we can end this thing now very quickly. United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, and enact compulsory birth and death registration in Nigeria has passed through first reading, second reading, and now public hearing. And with the successful conclusion of this public hearing, which has been well attended by stakeholders, the bill is now set to go through the final stage of passage into law. We are happy with the response it received because Nigeria is facing the problem of data, ability to have data on a number of things, have been militating against the speedy services government need to be providing to citizens. We always talk about Nigeria is about 250 million people. We cannot continue to say that we are about. We should be able to do census, for example, to know the actual population of Nigerians, because it is the population that will determine allocation of resources by government to take care of its citizens. Then on the issue of births and deaths, a child that is born in Nigeria, his or her birth needs to be compulsorily registered, because you acquire a citizenship through birth. For you to be a citizen of Nigeria, first of all, you must be born in Nigeria. So if your birth is not registered, you will continue to have multiple problems of identity. If you want immigration documents, if your birth is not certified, the immigration service will not attend to you even when you have grown up. Then it is like that in all things. So you need your birth to be registered. So that from the day you breed the first heir here in Nigeria, you stand chance of being provided for by government of Nigeria. As you grow and attain certain age, you'll be qualified to do certain things. Your birth certificate will continue to be your instrument at all times. Then if somebody dies, you must be able to register the death of that person because it's no more. And when somebody dies, he's no longer a Nigerian. He's a former Nigerian. And his death needs to be compulsory registered so that his name or her name will be struck out from the register of the population of Nigerians. So all these things are necessary for government to have accurate figures for planning. A child that is registered, government will begin to plan for his or her education. You know when he will be in pre-nursery, when he will be in nursery, when he or she will be in the primary school, when he is due to be in the secondary school, then university. All these age brackets have different needs government must attend to. So in terms of penalty for failure to register, the penalty is already self-inflicted because when you are not registered, you will not be captured in the programs of government. And if you don't register your child, there is a time government will be having benefits for children. If your child does not have his or her name in the register, you miss those benefits. Secondly, if government wants to give bonuses, if you are not there, you are gone. It's the same way with the palliatives. You know, government started to do palliative last year to cushion the effect of poverty. And if you want to do allocation to families, your child must be registered to be counted in your family for those palliatives. So it is something we will continue to tell people. It's not a punishment that you should go and register your child. So the explanations I've given you now will, of course, show you that it is necessary that these things should be recorded. For marriages, marriages need to be registered so that we know how many people that are single and how many people that are married. Apart from that, when there are divorces, we should be able to register divorces so that we know what is leading to divorces. If it's a hardship that is making people to walk out of their marriages, we should record them, and government should pay attention and know why certain things happen. Events are recorded for government to know why they happen. That is the essence. So I thank all the people who have come, and this assurance I'm giving is that with my colleagues, we are going to come out with the final law the Senate will pass.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.